5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Diary of a Kidney Warrior podcast in partnership with Kidney Care UK, sharing faith, knowledge, hope, and love.
Hi, and welcome to Diary of a Kidney Warrior. My name is Dee Moore, and I am a Stage 4 Kidney Warrior. This podcast is dedicated to encourage, educate, and inspire as we explore all aspects of kidney disease, related chronic illnesses, and health. If you have any questions or ideas for topics you would like me to cover, please get in contact with me on social media using the handle Diary of a Kidney Warrior. Today's episode features highlights of the advice and encouragement shared by kidney warriors, health professionals, and living kidney donors, shared on Diary of a Kidney Warrior podcast in partnership with Kidney Care UK in 2022.
Really look after your mental health, and whatever form that takes, and I would really urge people to reach out to a counsellor, and if you're able to, a renal counsellor, because they really do understand. They are a counsellor, but they also a therapist, but they also understand the whole nuance of what you go through when you've got the disease and you're facing dialysis and a transplant. Because I was thinking about this the other day, Dee, and I was just thinking, in the time that I've had the disease, there's been more emotional pain that I've felt than any physical pain. I've never had really any pain from my kidney disease. I feel very fortunate, but it's the emotional pain, so I think really look after your emotional health. Reach out to people, talk about how you're feeling.
My final word to the listeners would be to try to be as supportive and kind and proactive to people that are actually within the kidney community, to do as much research as you possibly can, especially if you're from the BAME community, because there isn't enough representation for us. So the more that you can do to proactively help someone within that community is the better it will be for all of us in the long run. And if you can't donate an organ, you can start by donating blood. You can start by volunteering with the gold community. You can start by helping out at hospitals and volunteering. So that would be my final advice.
I think if you are worried about your kidney function or anything surrounding your kidney health, do reach out, get in touch with somebody. There are lots of ways to get information. I wouldn't necessarily say just Google any old site. If you're looking for specific information, I would go to an NHS site. But you're more than welcome to get in touch with any of the kidney advocates that are out there on social media. And even just ask the question. Go to your GP, just ask the question. Because people are always, particularly people like myself and Dee, we're always supportive of advocacy for, organ donation. And it just so happens that we are kidneys, but that doesn't mean we can't signpost people towards other donation, because you can also donate a slice of your liver, which a lot of people wouldn't necessarily be aware of. But yeah, there's a large community of us out there, and we are open to helping people.
I think the word of encouragement I can give to anybody is to have faith and just believe. I think you always need to surround yourself with a great support network of help and love and care. Laughter is massive. We've talked about that earlier. Everybody's going on their own journey. I think that it's good for people to talk to each other, to understand and recognize the journey you're going through, and to know that you aren't going through that journey on your own. And kidney disease, I think, is probably a disease that's probably not seen as much out in the public domain as other known illnesses and diseases. So yeah, connect, talk to each other, care for each other, and just have some faith and belief in getting over the line and getting to where you need to be. I've got great faith in the NHS, and I know we've talked about that earlier, and they are fantastic, But yeah, that for me is, in simple terms, there's a little bit of a closing statement. It's not one word. There's a lot to it. You've got to believe and have a little bit of faith along the way and talk to each other.
Know that you're not alone. Know that there's a whole community of us out here that are going through the same thing that you're going through, and that we understand. So find your people. Find your people. Connect with other people that are in the chronic illness community. Look for the support groups, because we are the ones that know what you're going through and how you feel. And we all need a community. We all need our little village of people that are there, that understand how we're feeling, and that some days we're not going to be cheery and happy. Some days we're going to be angry and we're going to be mad. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay to be angry and mad. And it's okay to be sad and depressed. And it's okay to be happy. You're allowed to be happy too. And understand that and know that it's okay. Whatever you're feeling is okay. It's all part of the process.
I guess I think I probably steal something from another writer, from Matt Haig, who talks about the fact that you're on a journey, but when you're in the valley, you can't actually see how far you've come. And it's only as you start to move up the mountain that you look back and you find out how far you've come on that journey. So if you are in that dark place, is to remember that it is a valley. And this is a journey that will have both mountains and valleys, and that it is normal to have both better times and slightly more difficult times. But that, like all the emotions we've talked about today, they're not there forever. If you can sit with them and stay with them, that they can pass and you can come out the other side.
For all kidney warriors, anyone who donates is a warrior as well, and anyone who receives a kidney is a warrior. As you rightly said, it's not the end, it's the beginning. I see it as a beginning. I could have just gone off and done my thing and received my kidney and been happy with that. Great, but I think it's good to give something back. My encouragement is, just health is wealth. Just try and stay healthy. And if you can help someone, help, and just talk. The main thing is just to talk. Open up and talk. Don't block anything away. Once we talk, that is one of the biggest therapies as well, just talking and sharing.
In every challenge that we face, there is a seed that allows us, if we look for that seed, that allows us to gain a lesson from it that we can then share with the world. And sometimes in our darkest times is when we find our life's true calling or our life's true purpose. And so while you're going through something right now, maybe your calling is to share that with others or to help with people who are not where you are yet, especially if you've overcome some things, right? But you've got to look for whatever that lesson is going to be.
I think whatever your feelings are, have a chat with those who make up your world and record your organ donation decision. For me, of all the things I've ever done in my life, this has definitely been the happiest, and I definitely recommend organ donation.
Things can change. And sometimes that can feel really difficult to think about when we're feeling low in mood and thinking that we're always going to feel this way. But sometimes very small changes can sort of quickly lead to other changes and other successes. And it's thinking about what's important to you and trying to make those first steps. And those first steps might be about acknowledging to yourself about how hard things are, about letting other people know and letting other people in. And as I say, being kind to yourself as well.
Please, man, you know what it is as well, especially right now, we're needed, man. I feel like it's important that we are here. And when you're hearing about insane rates of men developing prostate cancer and men highest rates of suicide, it's important that we are here. And it's important that you get checked out. I think a lot of men be like, boy, man, I ain't even got time for that. I'm working and I ain't got time to go to doctors for every little thing. It's not that. It's not even going to the doctors because your foot hurts or you're like, it's literally just go and get checked out every now and then. Just make sure that you're here for your family and the people that need you so that you're able to work, so that you don't become a burden to them. Do you know what I mean? Like, so you're not in a situation like this. It's important, like anything. And it's not, even if you feel great, you know what I mean? These are like silent killers. I never knew I had low kidney function. I didn't know. It wasn't, you said you didn't necessarily know you had low kidney function. These are things like, you can't necessarily see diabetes. All of these things, you need to just go and get checked out every now and then, just for your own peace of mind and for your family's peace of mind as well. Another thing, you don't want your family to just, when bombs like this are dropped, it's not just on you. It's like your whole life changes. Once, like 1 minute you're doing a 9 to 5 and then you got to work out how you're going to fit your dialysis session into that. And that affects how you pick up your kids or what happens in the morning. Like it affects everyone in your family. So you don't want to be that burden onto your family. Go get checked out just once every 6 months, even if you feel great. Really do. Go do that. It's important.
Trying to take general care is the key thing. I think, they've got lots of medication these days. They can do lots of things to support you. But let's not get to that position. That's the key thing. Let's not use those, because every single medication that you take has some sort of an effect on you. So please not try to do too much of that. Try not to think that you can ride this. This isn't a competition of how macho you are or whatever you think you are. This is an issue of health. And no matter how big and how bad you think you are, you're not big and bad enough to tackle that. And so you have to do it properly. Take the precautions that are necessary. Take the medications that's there. Get the regular checkups to understand which way your kidney function is going and deal with that properly. That's the only way to deal with it. If you don't do that, then essentially you're letting yourself down and the kidney itself as well.
My words of encouragement would be just keep going, dig deep and just keep going, because there is, and it does make me quite emotional, but there is light at the end of the tunnel. Just keep going and firmly believe that there is light and it will get better. There is good days and there's bad days, but just keep going, because they need you to be strong. They need you to keep going for them. So to just keep going. Just keep going.
Thank you for listening to Diary of a Kidney Warrior podcast. And don't forget that you can contact me on social media using the handle Diary of a Kidney Warrior. Please do subscribe to the podcast and please do tell a friend. New episodes of this podcast are released every other Monday. Until next time, take care and choose to live.
Diary of a Kidney Warrior, sharing faith, knowledge, hope, and love.